Today in the crypto space, we see the market getting a nice bounce to the upside. Bitcoin right around $106,000, up approximately 3%. And Ethereum showing lots of strength today, right around 3,200, up approximately 6%. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, some green price action. Of course, we have Hyperliquid, Ohm, and few others reaching to much higher levels. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator. But more importantly, I want to talk about one project that is waiting for its opportunity, and that project is called Arweave. So you know what, let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunity. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setup, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on today with this market, because as we see, we're getting a bit of strength. Market cap right around $3.7 trillion. Not bad, you know, nice upflow here, up approximately 1.5%. Still pretty good. What I like better is the fact that we're getting a bit of volume, just a little bit. You can see an increase, an uptick in volume here, which is really nice. And we have some good gainers today. Of course, Mantra is doing very well. Guys, if you missed out on my video yesterday on Supra, guys, Supra totally moved today. Like, it did great move to the upside. It went up approximately 30% at any given point. You know, we've been tracking it on the Discord all day long. It's been doing really good. So if you missed out on that video, I would highly suggest go look at it. But fresh longs right now on Supra are really tough. That's why it's very important that you try to stay one step ahead prior to the pump is when you have to start looking for positions. Right now we do see a lot of strength, so I understand that if you're looking for a position, particularly on an altcoin, you know, it could be that we might get a short-term pullback. You know, the volatility is still there. A lot of the altcoins, yes, are doing okay today. Okay, I'm going to leave that there very loosely. But ultimately, if you look at where they came from, it's just the beginning, guys. The reality is it could come back down. In fact, a lot of these altcoins can still come down for a lower low. The change of character is still not there. We're still in a downtrend on a lot of the markets. A lot of the altcoins, just some random projects right now are looking pretty good. Of course, Bitcoin right now is the best looking chart out there. Ethereum waking up a little bit is always nice and welcome, because it does drive the altcoin market to higher levels. And seeing strength at other projects would be awesome as well, like Solana, BNB, XRP, and a few others, right? This is what we really have to understand, is that as long as we see the large caps wake up, it starts to give us that indication, or, you know, start to reminisce on what altcoin seasons really look like, right? We see the large caps move first, and that's what we're kind of seeing today. We have Chainlink running pretty good, up 5%, AVAX another 4%, we have XLM running 11%, and a few others, Sui looking okay. We have Litecoin waking up a little bit, 13%, Hyperliquid, Hype, remember the Hype, you know, positions that I've been talking about, guys? Those positions right now are doing pretty good, deep in the green in profit. So I'm going to hold my Hyperliquid positions for long term. I'm not going to be selling those. They're low leverage anyway. And the same with my Supra. I have two positions on Supra, one that is a little bit more aggressive, one that is less aggressive. The one that is less aggressive, I want to keep open for a longer period of time. The one that's more aggressive, it is absolutely healthy to take profits on aggressive positions that you may have. What I mean by aggressive is large position sizes, including lots of leverage. So be careful out there at the current moment. Okay, so let's continue going down. You can see Mantra, another move to the upside, guys. Mantra is on fire. It's been on fire. I wouldn't be getting into any fresh longs right now on Mantra. Absolutely not. In fact, a major thesis right now would be maybe Mantra is overvalued in the short term. A lot of hype, and it's very worthy of checking out why Mantra is moving so quickly. What exactly is happening with the tokenomics there to justify such a pump? Now, fundamentals could be awesome. no doubt, but sometimes even very bullish projects with great fundamentals become overvalued. And I'm starting to get that sense that Mantra could be in that scenario. So if you're in severe profits, take a bit of profit, enjoy those gains, don't give them back to the market. Near Protocol is another project that I think that is undervalued and that we definitely need to keep an eye on. Guys, having a strong position in Near Protocol might be a great idea. It wants to be one of our competitors within the Web3 space to tackle basically AI and the whole AI frameworks that exist out there. It wants to basically provide a nice decentralized competitive AI framework. So Near Protocol is definitely something that I'm keeping an eye on and definitely have been scaling in for a good while. So pack those bags, guys. If you missed out on my VeChain video, I think VeChain is gearing up for a little bit of a move. If you're looking for a good Dino project that has been around for a while, those boomer projects, sometimes they wake up and they start moving. And we gotta admit, if there's any Dino or boomer project that you're looking at, VeChain is not bad. Why? Because it maintained very active throughout the bear market, particularly with regards to promotion and marketing and all of that. It did a very good job keeping itself very relevant, sponsoring a lot of different sports and stadiums and things like that and events. So I appreciate that about VeChain. And as we keep on going down, we're getting a few pumps here and there. We have Caspa waking up and a few nice moves to the upside. Now the question is, do we see a short-term overvalued scenario where we can see a mean reversion, where the moving averages kind of like leave the station a little bit too aggressively in such a short period of time, and then all of a sudden they pull back for some support? And this is what bothers me when I see massive moves and quick moves like that, because mean reversion plays are very justifiable. Okay, so we'll definitely try to prepare for that scenario. In today's video, we'll take a look at Arweave. Arweave hasn't really gotten its moment yet, and I think that Arweave right now is probably in the opposite end of the spectrum, where it is still undervalued and still waiting its turn. As you can see, a lot of projects, even GRT woke up today. Sonic is on a nice move to the upside, 11%, maybe a bit of a wake-up call. Jasmine doing very, very well, 32% today. What a good move. Nice pump to the upside. We covered Jasmine last night on the live stream, and it's really good to get perspectives. Guys, join the live stream. Feel free to give me your requests. We take a look at charts, we take a look at setups, and we prepare for the next day. And it's very important that we do that. At the current moment, guys, the market is green, the market is good. Just be careful, because short-term pullbacks do exist, and over leveraged and over aggressive positions right now could be tested and ultimately get you wrecked. So be careful out there. All right, guys, I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's begin our analysis talking about Bitcoin, and then we'll jump right into the Arweave chart, because ultimately Bitcoin showing strength means that the market in general should be showing strength, and the altcoins as well. So let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. We got a scenario where Bitcoin currently is showing tons of strength above $102,000 is where I wanted to see a daily candle close. So not only did we close a candle, we opened the candle, we might even close another one today, guys. So we're getting a lot of confirmation that the bulls are interested here to start pushing the previous highs. And guess what, guys, we're fairly close to it, to the point that we might consider a scenario right now, an actual risky scenario, to get rejected once again. The daily is still looking good, guys. It still looks very bullish. It looks like the momentum wants to get overbought again, and the reset basically happened in the chop zone. And as I mentioned, day after day, momentum sometimes does get reset in the chop zone. It is very popular, very common to see this happen in a bull run, and the reason being is that we need to spend more time overbought than we do oversold. And that's what bull runs are. It's when the market tends to favor or have a bias to overbought conditions, and this is very important. Now if we start to see this thing break into overbought conditions above the 70, we're likely going to see Bitcoin expand and start hitting really bullish price targets. Okay, but for me, what's most important to see the altcoin market. So volatility right now, as you can see, this bottom is a higher one, and this one is an even higher one. It could be the case that we get overbought here and go for another impulse, and then the question is, what happens to the alts? What happens to Ethereum? What happens to your favorite projects out there? They're probably going to start leaving the station if Bitcoin starts getting into price discovery again, and it might be, and hopefully, guys, hopefully it's it's led by Ethereum. Hopefully Ethereum starts to gain traction here, because we obviously know that Ethereum showing strength. I'm not, I'm not that bullish on ETH, but I know what ETH can do. I know the sentiment that ETH could bring to the market, and ultimately what happens to the larger caps when Ethereum, starts to show strength. So for me, I would love to see Solana and Sui and many others gain strength based off of Ethereum's bullishness and the indicator that it is for an altcoin season. That's it, plain and simple. Let's take a look at the 4-hour real quick. So the daily is looking quite good. The 4-hour right now might be dealing with a bit of resistance. I just want to quickly kind of look at what's happening here. Volatility got oversold and now it's overbought. Momentum got oversold and now it's on its way to overbought conditions. It does look like, Bitcoin could move up a little bit more, but once we see the purple line getting overbought again on the 4-hour, it might be a scenario where you might want to de-risk a little bit. Even on your altcoins, it's totally fine. It all depends on the time frames that you're trading. Once you see Bitcoin hit a bit of resistance, it might be a good idea to consider de-risking. However, guys, look, the more we chip away at these tops, the more we get back up here, and the way we reversed right here, it looks too bullish. This bull flag right into here looked really, really good. That we identified this the other day, and it looks really good, and we're breaking out at the current moment. So it could be very possible that we get another extension. We got one retracement. Let's go for the third. Let's go for a 3-wave, a 5-wave structure to the upside. Would be an impulsive move right out of this resistance, and it would be absolutely epic to see this thing start moving to higher levels and to extension levels. Okay, so it looks bullish right now. Everything's looking okay for Bitcoin, and then the question is, what about the altcoins? Okay, so let's focus on Arweave today. I try to cover a fresh new project every single day so that we can try to step one ahead and basically cover these projects in such a way that we could plan our next move. Now we know that Arweave has been struggling, right? From a price perspective. From a tech perspective, not really. Arweave is an OG in this space. They were one of the first projects out there to really make decentralized storage mainstream. There's other projects as well, but then after that, once they did the decentralized storage aspect of things, now they're coming up with their compute option, right? So a permanent storage solution. On top of it, they want to do a supercomputer right on top, and they're going to have their update coming out very soon, and their tech is going to be released very soon, and it could be the case that if we start to see Arweave run. Now let's kind of clean this up a little bit, because this TA is a little old, and it's been a while since I talked about Arweave, and the only reason why I'm talking about Arweave today is because Arweave at the end of the day is back to important levels. As you can see, we were talking about this, a nice descending wedge, falling wedge, beautiful. We broke out very nicely, and then we were, speculating on what happens next here, and you can see that we kind of are forming another little trend to the downside. All of this can be kind of taken with a grain of salt, because ultimately what we're looking for is a change of character, right? This double bottom is actually pretty nice, but what about a change of character? We want a higher high and a higher low. We did get the higher high right here if you compare it to all these highs, right? But what about the higher low? Right now it's a double bottom, which is still not bad. It's still not a bad scenario. Now we do have an emotional level, which is down here at about $11. Still very possible that we see the price fall to that zone, given the fact that we have a volume gap that has a lot of weakness. No support right into this level, from about $14, $15 to about $11. There's not much support below, so we can also wick and fall below this zone and start chipping away at the $10 price tag. Chipping away at here, hunting this liquidity right into here, and then maybe get our reversal right into this zone. But at the current moment, guys, we've noticed that we've already double topped. We got a good amount of volume in this impulse to the upside, and then on the way down we also got some volume, but nothing compared to the upside. So that means that market participation is interested for a pump, even though there are some sellers. Okay, so we got to understand there's a good amount of sellers that brought the price all the way back down. Let's take a look at oscillators here for a second. You can see the indecision here a little bit, because we didn't get really oversold. We didn't. So it's like either we're so bullish right now that it's not getting oversold, or it's just a temporary break, the coffee break that it's taking right now, and then it gets oversold. So the risk you take going long right now at the current moment is that eventually we get oversold below the 30% mark. The purple line falling below 30% is going to bring the price crashing down a little bit further. In the short term, we do see volatility pushing to the upside. The orange line is moving upwards. Momentum is currently moving upwards. If momentum breaks this high and starts moving upwards, we're basically trading volatility and momentum in the same direction. And I absolutely appreciate when I see that, given that we want volatility, but we also want a clear direction of momentum. A trader wants volatility. If you don't have volatility, you're not trading. However, we want to see that volatility in a direction. And right now, as this is going sideways, the direction is not very clear. But as soon as we start making a higher high here on the purple line, it starts to suggest that maybe we're making a clear direction all of a sudden. Maybe we start moving to the upside, which is a good trading moment. I do see these expansions here in the background. The red expansions are getting smaller and smaller. This one was pretty big. This one is pretty big. And then right into here, we're getting smaller and smaller, which means that every time the bears come in and push the price down, they're getting weaker and weaker. Okay, that's what that means. So again, there's a bit of a message here suggesting that, the bulls are trying to, hold on here. The bears can come in for another, shot to the downside. But generally speaking, the bulls are trying to push back. And that's a good sign. We do see that right now that the trend oscillator is looking for an EMA cross here on the daily. EMA's right now maybe going to cross. Lots of indecision and sideways price action right in here. The bullish divergence hasn't gotten invalidated yet. So that's good. And so far so good. What about if we get across and we finally get into the bullish control zone? Finally, maybe it's something like this. You see how we kind of like fake people out, come down, and then get into the bullish control zone. What about if that happens right here? Fake people out and then go up for another higher high, nice purple expansion to the upside where we can start, cranking price action to much higher levels. That would be super bullish. So we're looking at oscillators for sure right now, and we're hoping that we see oscillators give us a signal. But you can see there's a bit of a mixed message. Why? Because the lower time frames also is in a clear downtrend still, despite this pump that we're celebrating right now. And Arweave, I know it's up 21%. Congrats for the move. It's great, it's awesome, but the structure has not been broken, neither on the daily, not on the 4 hour. No real time frame that's worthy of getting into heavy positions suggests that that we're in the clear. Look at this channel to the downside. If we break trend, then it's a different story. Let's kind of put some trend lines in here. Let's see what we can come up with. Let me get rid of the oscillators for a second. Let's focus on the 4 hour trend. Maybe we can put something right into here like that and kind of like do one of these, and that might make some more sense perhaps. And then we start looking at these bottoms, and we try to exclude the wicks as best as we can so that we can focus on divergence. Okay, it is in a downtrend type of thing. You can see clearly it's in a downtrend. Now what we really need is to start making higher highs and higher lows. So far it's a lower lows and lower highs. First signal is break a trend. Second signal obviously would also include breaking above the 200 EMA here on the 4 hour. And then in addition, what's most important is to start changing character by making a higher high or a higher low. Even if we get rejected here, let's make a higher low, maybe right around here, and then let's go for that higher high. And then we start looking for pivot, right? This is what we want to see, this pivot point structure right into here with bullish divergence. We're basically cooking at that point, right? Look, right now we do see a bit of divergence here on the oscillators, lower lows on the price action. Just want to keep that in mind. And then in addition to that, we do see that up until right around here, we're upward sloping just a little bit, bit of divergence, and the trend oscillator is probably showing us the same thing. Just keep in mind, this is a lot of indecision right here, but we are getting a bit of divergence right here in the tail end, and you can see EMA's facing up, green histogram bars to the upside, and a clear, a divergence right here, bullish divergence right into this level. So there is a bit of mixed message. I can see that. However, this is where I would say spot bags are safe, right? Spot bags are good. If you're going to get into any leverage positions, I can see the difficulty with finding an entry. If you're going to find an entry on spot or on leverage, you want to get in at a great risk to reward ratio, and the risk to reward ratio would probably be the best right at these bottoms. If you can get in right around $12.85, even hunting a little bit of that liquidity, falling below just a little bit and buying the fear, and then getting that reversal to the upside, right? But because we're downwards trending, eventually we should break bullish. And this is the thing. And because there's a bit of uncertainty on the oscillators here, you know, basically, I would say 75% bullish right now. There's a good portion of the thesis right now that does still suggest downwards. So what I would do is build positions on spot. It looks pretty good on this horizontal. It looks like it wants to hold support right around this level. So why not get a little bit more confirmation that will make you confident to get into a bigger position, maybe taking a little bit more risk, right? So right now, Arweave is looking good. I like it. It's beginning its change of direction. It's beginning its you know, holding level, which is right around here. It could even create a floor price where it goes sideways for a little bit and then finally moves, right? It doesn't always have to be a quick reaction type of thing. So let's just keep an eye on it. I'm bullish on Arweave. I'm bullish on its fundamentals. I'm bullish on its tech. And I think ultimately being bullish on these projects in such a way is a much better way to deploy capital, because the certainty is a lot higher, right? You're certain that the tech is there. You're certain that there's a team that is building, that is hustling, that is putting time and effort into this project. And ultimately, we're betting on the fact that the future of Arweave is going to be there, right? So, guys, pretty much DCA, slow and steady. If I've offered you any value in this video, guys, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.